More rings of invisibility. They're attacking us anyway. They're attacking us anyway.
So, rings of invisibility are useless then. Okay, good to know.
The thing that the rings of invisibility do is make your sprite appear slightly different. So, that's it's a cosmetic item. That's all.
Yeah.
Let's assume that when I was down here, I forgot to use a gemerald because I'm an idiot, and that there is something else going on here. And so I'm going to use get instead of view gemerald. Nope, there's nothing here. It's garbage. It's too bad that spells just never work in battle. That's the big thing, is that spells absolutely never work in battle. That's what really sort of makes it particularly difficult. Well, I'm just going to let Elf die, and then, tell you what, my current strategy is everybody dies, who cares, just welcome death.
Fair enough.
And then, if I succeed, then I can explore the room a bit, and then maybe make a different consideration next time.
Now you have to hope that they don't respawn. Yeah, that one hasn't moved.
Yeah, that one seems to actually be immobile. I noticed that it's surrounded by the, slightly grassy sand patches. Maybe they can only move on sand. Or maybe it's just dumb. I don't frickin' know.
Specled, there's an entrance to the north and south.
The music is still going, Mallow!
Indeed it is.
I mean, I knew that there were will-o'-the-wisps outside of bounds from having... It's there! It's there! There's a ladder!
It was hiding under a sand trap and its treasure chest. Now you know why that sand trap wasn't moving.
I wonder if the AI is sophisticated enough for it to be like, oh, I'm gonna not move so that I can protect this. I mean, I guess they could just have a special case for that singular sand trap.
They could, but I suspect you're right. I think that the easier way for them to program it was to make it two different desert tiles, and one of them is a little grassy, and they can't move over. Now, Katrina, you said left, which means you're not going to be able to go down. So you're going to have to hope that they don't respawn.
I have to hope they don't respawn. That's all there is to it. I mean, the alternative was Katrina dies, so it's not like I had much of an option, but... Sorry, Shamino, you never get to sleep under any circumstances.
Neither does anybody else.
Neither does anybody else, apparently. So where exactly are we in this game, says Master Dragon. I would estimate there is anywhere between 1 and 100 hours left. Empty chest. Now, if I could sleep without getting ambushed, that would be great. Would love that.
Party's rested.
Okay, wing and a prayer time. Where was my wing or my prayer?
Yeah. You also might want to re-equip your crown if you're going to do this battle again.
Okay, so Elf is a little bit dead.
It's fine.
Just suffering from a mild case of death. Maybe I should have focused on the Dargons before the sand traps. I don't know.
Do you have any rings that you're not currently using?
I definitely have rings of invisibility that I'm not currently using. That's a good...
What about What and what about rings of? Isn't there a ring of protection?
There's rings of protection, invisibility, and regeneration, and I've only used up my regeneration ones. The protection and invisibility are both.
I feel like both of those could be
wasted.
useful before stepping into this room.
I guess I don't really know what the ring of protection does, but presumably it just effectively increases your armor class or something. So.
I was just about to say exactly what Speclad said. An invisible person could also work as a protective shield against the sand traps.
Yeah.
That would just be one more tile that the sand traps couldn't get past.
We're doing great. You know what? There's no point to my continuing this match.
Yeah. Reload and try with rings.
Yeah, rings is a good call. Rings is a good thought. Okay, so my ring strategy, and I think you'll find this to be the correct ring strategy, is put on the rings when I'm actually hurting, not before.
It also helps you sort of figure out who should be wearing. I mean, obviously, who should be wearing the ring from the in the context of who's hurt, but also like who is in a good position to shield with a ring. Like, where do the treasure chests lie? This, like, for example, this battle is already looking particularly bad in terms of the sand traps having already advanced close to you.
Well, the sand traps always... Well, yeah. I mean, I guess... the last battle, I backed off to start the battle, which is an unusual change, and I decided that didn't really work for me, but actually, it may have... Well, no, because this is going to be better for protection.
I think just backing Elf off would be good, because then nobody can be surrounded by 3 enemies.
Yeah, but then if I put Elf's ring on, then the fact that Elf is surrounded by 3 enemies kind of doesn't matter.
But I would do that sooner rather than later if that's the case.
I'm going to ring when I'm below 100 HP. I think that's the... Because I'm thinking the invisibility ring, not the protection ring.
Yeah.
Okay, Elf is theoretically fairly protected now. That, of course, will just cause them to refocus, but I did have extra rings. All the Dargons are dead gons, which must be a good thing.
Yeah. Speclad says, Dargon, apply directly to your forehead.
And then you become a dragon. I noticed that it does not seem to be fooling... somebody. Elf keeps getting hit. Maybe Elf keeps getting hit by us.
I was about to say, I think you're probably, which is another reason to step back, I guess.
Yeah, look, they're still getting attacked. Somebody can see them.
Yeah. Probably, like you said, the demons.
And even though the demons aren't doing, if it is the demons, they're not doing that great of a job, it is like, we're gonna get death by 1,000 paper cuts here.
Yeah. That just suggests to me that starting with the rings on is probably the solution.
Yeah. I sort of, this strategy did not anticipate the possibility that, that
enemies could see through.
That enemies would see through the invisibility.
I mean, that one just did 1 damage, so... It is possible if you kill the demons, and assuming it is just the demons.
Yeah, all it says is Elf hit. It doesn't say who's doing the hit, and that's annoying.
Yeah, but they're doing so little damage, it must be the demons. So I think, focusing on the demons and just seeing if that helps.
Just in case anybody doesn't sort of remember, the reason the demons are so weak is that we're wearing the crown. It's not that they're actually just weaklings. It's that the crown
they can possess you normally, and that's not great.
If Elf dies here, which seems pretty... Or if Katrina dies here, which seems pretty likely, then I will try again with the other strategy. That is, rings first.
Right.
Wow, great aim. If Katrina dies...
Kyle says the demons are helping block, but the thing about that is that if the sand traps can't see you, then what are they blocking?
Yeah, exactly.
Now that room at the entrance is 5 wide, so technically 5 rings of invisibility would do it for all melee.
Yeah, so I was thinking that Hana should be the only one without a ring. That will make Hana a focus for the Dargons at first.
Yep.
But Hana isn't getting hit by anyone else, so having that all focused on Hana at the beginning is actually a good thing.
I agree. Speklad has enough rings for everybody, but there's not really a super good use for Hana having a ring. I mean, except the Dargons, I suppose.
Well, and the rings disappear, so I do have enough for everybody. I have enough for everybody plus 3, which isn't that much sort of insurance.
Kyle says, form an invisible phalanx, which is exactly what you're trying to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Speklad suggests, what if you just ring everybody, then focus on the sand trap in the middle and escape? It might be challenging from a movement perspective.
It would be quite
especially
logistically
with
complicated
the demons.
to get there. You really do need to kill the enemies here.
But it may be a strategy worthwhile if for some reason this strategy fails.
Yes, I am using Vasmani for 11 HP.
I mean, Hana needs every HP she can get against the Dargons, so... It's Hana and the Dargons.
The Dargons can see us too.
Yep. I was wondering about that. Thankfully, it doesn't look like the sand traps can. So actually, just focusing on the demons and sand traps. The demons and Dargons now.
It renders the sand traps. Who just attacked? I don't know. Maybe everybody can see through. Maybe it just makes them less effective or something. I don't know. Somebody was just attacking. It seemed.
I would try killing the Dargons and demons and go from there.
Dargons and demons and sand traps. Oh my. Yeah, this seems to be making surprisingly little difference. I should have moved Elf back.
I mean, you say that, but I feel like that's, again, because the Dargons are so powerful. They're the ones that are sinking all the damage into you early on. So
yeah, that's probably
true.
You
you really have to get through them before you can make a determination.
Elf is very hurt.
Yeah, I think the Dargons must be focusing on Elf.
The thing is, I feel like Elf was taking melee damage because I didn't see the attack animation. Like when Dargons attack, you can see that they're spitting fire at you, and I couldn't see who was. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like the rings of invisibility do nothing. So at this point, we have a strategy. It's just RNG, says Kyle in chat.
Maybe. It does feel like your Katrina's about to die.
Yeah. Did you just say...
Okay.
So I was just reading. You said R and G. The N in RNG stands for number.
Let's try rings of protection instead.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if invisibility rings aren't effective, you gotta imagine protection rings are at least gonna do something.
They'll do something, one would hope, yeah. How many rings of protection do I have? Probably a ton. I've never used any of them. Well, 9. No, not.
Might as well equip everyone with them just because.
I'll bet it's protection against something stupid. It's protection against, like, a particular spell. It's protection against being charmed.
Adds extra armor to the wearer. It's not a whole lot. It's +2 armor, but...
Well, I think this is one of those games where the armor classes really mean a lot, so...
And also, given that you really haven't upgraded your armor in a while...
Yeah.
Maybe that still makes a huge difference.
Protection against bats suggests backlash.
Leather armor has... Oh, wait, that's... Ultima V, there we go. Oh, yeah. Well... for body armor, Cloth armor has 1, leather armor has 2, ring mail has 3, scale mail has 4, chain mail has 5. So 2 is pretty big from that, and then there's a couple more.
Katrina's already dead. Katrina is almost already dead. Katrina's already dead. So, my very first strategy, which did not work, was the best. I think I need to combine the Rings of Protection, which appear to have done nothing, with my very first strategy, which is just, like, focus on the sand traps, then the Dargons, then the demons, and then combine those two strategies with hope I get lucky.
Yeah,
that's the most important part of the strategy. Prayer.
I mean, the true strategy to this is actually buy better armor, but
I have time to buy better armor when I get out of here and realize that my...
what? Speaking of, like, what armor have you just randomly picked up? Do you have
an excellent
stuff
point,
that's actually better?
Okay,
because I can tell you what the armor values are.
Elf is wearing Mystic armor, which seems probably pretty good.
It's the strongest armor of the game.
Yeah. And a magic shield.
But remember, they have body, helmets, and shields.
Yeah.
A magic shield is the best shield in the game, yes.
And just an iron helm.
Iron and spiked are the best helms in the game.
You know what? Now is exactly the time to switch to the spiked helm and such. And the spiked shield.
Yeah. And then, I agree. And then, like, what about... Katrina's the one that's always dying. What is she wearing?
I have spare magic shields, incredible. You're wearing ring mail and you could be wearing plate.
Yeah, that's a big difference. Ring mail's 3, plate 7. That ought to be a big improvement.
That ought to be a huge improvement. Maybe give the good armor to Katrina, who's always dying, since Specklad in chat, and I think you already read that.
Yep. Well, I actually mentioned that before. Well, Specklad and I probably had the same idea. I almost just called you Spec instead of Specklad, just like as a, I just know you that well. I could just call you Spec.
Insignificant Spec. We had very different interpretations of what it meant for you to be calling him Spec. Watch. After improving our armor and going in here with Rings of Protection, this is going to be trivial. I will have attempted that like 6 times, and now it's going to be easy.
Make sure you save before you go back in.
I saved before putting on the Rings of Protection. I'm not going to save after putting on the Rings of Protection.
Yeah. Okay, old Specky.
But can we call you Spectrum Emulator? I didn't put on the crown.
Nice.
Oops. I meant ready. There we go. I just wanted to waste that potion or whatever for luck. Okay. Crown and rings now. Wow. Why did the spiked helm go first? Oh, that's gonna get very annoying. Why is the order random? Oh, that's awful.
I mean, this is Fun Wii.
I am experiencing Fun Wii.
It looks like actually wearing armor was the correct solution.
How dare you suggest that it was due to my own stupidity? I pointed out in multiple episodes the fact that I just wasn't dealing with armor for absolutely no reason. So it's not stupidity, it's laziness.
The best part is, like, it wasn't even about going out and buying any armor. You had it on you. You just didn't equip it.
You're goddamned right.
The good news is you're actually going to succeed in this battle.
I'm sure I can snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. And the worst part is, when I go down that stairs, none of it will matter because that'll be the last scene of the game, except that I'm going to fail, and instead of it being like, oh, now you leave and do whatever hellacious thing you also have to do, it'll be like, nope, you just lose, restart, reload the game, the whole battle was pointless. Wow.
More Dargans and,
Yeah, I was, not expecting this. I should have healed while I was so expecting this. The possibility did not occur to me that I would immediately be in another Dargon battle. Another Dargon
battle is lost. Was that because one of them ran away?
Will-o'-wisps. No, because of the Will-o'-the-wisps. There were Will-o'-the-wisps that I didn't...
Were there actually Will-o'-wisps?
Yes, definitely, because when I was doing the Tremor attack, I did damage to Will-o'-the-wisps.
Oh, okay.
I just want to know why. I just want to know why they would do this, why they would do this, and why they would do this. Those are my 3 questions.
It does look like you're gonna, with all of your yellow potions used, you're probably going to succeed.
But it doesn't matter, because I'm gonna get through this, and then not only is it gonna be like, nope, you didn't give enough money to the shrines, f*** you, it'll be like, you can't even go back and save here, you just are done, go away. Or no, it will let me save because I used all the yellow potions. Of course there's still enemies at the frickin' walls or something! Why wouldn't there still be hidden enemies somewhere?
Oh, that's Resurrect!
I have 15 Resurrects, lol.
You have 15 Resurrects.
Not that, I mean, that's not actually that helpful, but it's, you know, nice to know.
Yeah, not right now.
And
but,
I have no other, that was all of my potions.
Yeah, okay, so. That's it. Alright, then that's interesting that you have 15 Resurrect scrolls, though.
Wow!
Yep.
It's a good thing I hid Shimino in the corner.
Yep. I didn't want to give too much away. There are 8 total Mongbats there, by the way.
I don't think Shimino can survive this. I'm not convinced Elf can survive this. Well, here we go.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
No, it's not used! It's ready! I just killed Shimino.
Well, you have Resurrect Scroll.
Told you I just killed Shimino.
I know.
In fact, I think I just killed everybody. I don't think this is gonna happen, but, you know, more rings of invisibility.
I think wear all the rings of invisibility, try to finish the Mongbats off if you can, and then resurrect. Just put them on everybody at this point.
Yeah, I suppose. They're attacking us anyway.
Yeah. So rings of invisibility are useless, then.
They just don't do anything. It's nice for them to, you know, but the thing that the rings of invisibility do is make your sprite appear slightly different. So that's you know, it's a cosmetic item. That's all.
Yeah. Some people pay good microtransaction bucks for cosmetic items.
For cosmetic items. I'm really learning to sincerely hate this game. Sometimes there's a little bit of like, okay, it's just being really annoying, but fine, they're trying something. And sometimes it's like, yeah, but they could have not done this. They knew this was going to be freaking awful, and they just did it anyway. And yeah, I get it. It's like the final area. You have to have the boss rush, but it's not the final area because I'm going to get there and fail. I'm going to get there and it'll be like, no, you didn't give enough money to the freaking thing, so go screw yourself. So it's not even the final area.
It's a good thing Mongbats are relatively weak.
Relative to all the other shit we've been fighting, yeah. Wow, the victory
Hooray!
music. I haven't heard that in, like, forever.
Time to try resurrecting Shamino. IMC, yeah, that.
Not here. Not here. You massive piece of
so
shit.
Maybe you have to do it once you're out of the battle, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
You haven't heard this music in a while.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Oop, nope, not you again. Pardon me, I'll just step over your corpse there, Shamino. No big deal. Please give me something other than a battle room. Please, please, just give me somewhere. Okay. I like how I'm still on level 8, by the way. That's not confusing in the least.
You were on level 7 when you went into the sand trap room.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I was. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm just marking it on my map. I know the map isn't on screen. Yeah, I figured it would resurrect to 1 health.
Hey, but save now.
I'm going to Vosmani a lot now.
I'm just... Do turns pass when you Vosmani?
Yes.
Can an enemy in this hall randomly attack you?
Oh, absolutely. All of this
That's why I would
can
save
and
now.
will happen.
Wow. You just had to use every single one of your yellow potions, multiple different spiked helms and armor at different times, and several rings of invisibility at that didn't help. Rings of protection.
Yeah, remember the rings of invisibility don't actually do anything. They just change your avatar, avatars.
They made you
right
look stylish.
Yeah, they're cosmetic rings of invisibility. No apparition, of course not. Of course. Why wouldn't it be? I'm not wearing my crown because I slept. Oh, it doesn't really matter in this area. Everybody attack Elf. No one attack the enemy. Let's all just focus on attacking our own leader. That's the important part. Oh, the force field just put itself down. That's convenient. Back on level 7. We're back on level 7. This wasn't even like the final area. It was just another freaking part of the awful maze.
Okay, I'm going to make a suggestion right now, which is that you don't save for a little while yet.
Okay, so there are pits everywhere.
That should be a hint.
Also, I could have gone north or south from there, apparently. Doesn't that pit look a lot like a pit? Like, it sure couldn't look more like a pit than that, could it? Just looks exactly like a pit looks. I am actually going to fill out my map.
I mean, it's got a perspective, even though the rest of the map doesn't, but...
Okay, so there's absolutely no way that the obvious exit is the way I need to go, so I'm not even gonna try it. It's just, like, pointless. Why would I even do that?
The worst part about that is that if you had gone that way, thankfully you wouldn't, like, get kicked out to a point where you'd have to fight those other rooms again, but you would have gone into a room that was just a room with a bunch of dragons and stuff, and and trees, I think, or maybe demons. Mongbats and dragons. And it wouldn't have actually been useful, but you wouldn't have known that until after beating the
until
Mongbats
I
and
get
dragons.
through it. And normal Ultima V bullshit.
Yes, exactly.
Now, I'm following the left wall from the direction I came from, but one could argue that given my foreknowledge, I essentially wasn't following the left wall, and for that I apologize.
Now it's time to... There we go.
Didn't really need a Gemerald there. There was just not a lot to see.
Yeah, but it's still nice to know that there's no, like,
That there,
secret
yeah,
passages
exactly.
anywhere. Now it's time to use another Gemerald.
Oh my god, so many pits.
now
And
this-
I'm not sure what that means.
We learned it means, Oh, that's weird.
Oh, that's
I think
where I
it's just a
was. Oh, no, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I just got confused because it's symmetry. There's a symmetry there that I didn't expect. Cool. It means you're lost, and Spongy. It kind of does, because that was actually just me, and I didn't recognize it. What could be more lost than me looking at something that says you are here, and me not recognizing where I am?